Hello and welcome to lecture on module construct in System Verilog. Module is a basic unit of hierarchy in System Verilog. Designs are typically defined or described in modules. Modules are first defined and then instantiated. Modules can be instanced as hierarchical or top level. Given here is an illustration of a typical test environment or test bench. Typically there will be a top which will instance the design code and the verification code, and then it will have connections between design and the verification code. Here you notice the TB top is the top file, and that is a module. The design is also a module. The TB top is instanced as top level instance, and the design is instanced hierarchically within. Even though the verification code is within a program block which is called test bench, and that is also instanced within the TB top. Even though it is instance, typically program block doesn't provide hierarchy by default. In this slide we have the syntax of module, which is module, module name, port names, and the end module, and two module definitions. On the left you have a design code, module design code for a half adder. You notice that there are input output ports, and there is the logic for the half adder, and then we have the end module. On the right we have a TB top with the initial begin and end construct. Initial begin is a code block that runs when we compile and run. What happens is when we compile and run this code, whatever is within the initial begin end, those statements will start executing at time 0. In this case, you notice there is a $display function. This is an inbuilt function in System Verilog which is similar to printf in C. So when we compile and run this, we will see an output hello world on the screen. Module instances are static. That is, once compiled and the simulation run starts, the modules remain and they have lifetime during the entire simulation. Also, all these modules which are instanced can be hierarchically accessed. All the signals within or variables within can be hierarchically accessed also. Two major code blocks that we have in module is initial begin, which we saw in the previous slide, and always. We will look at always construct in subsequent chapters. Given here is a module with an instance within. We have module TB top and end module. Within that, the half adder is instanced. First we have the half adder, the module name, then the instance name, and within that each port in the module is connected with a local variable. That is, the A in half adder is connected with the local variable A. Similarly, B, sum, and carry. So let us code our first SV program. While learning to code, I encourage that you always start with empty file and type every single line of code. As your intention is to learn SV, a language, the best way to learn is to code plenty of programs, and you need to get into the habit of coding. Every single construct that you learn, you try coding each of them from scratch. That, along with the coding assignments, will give you a strong foundation in the language. So for our first program, let's write a hello world program. So we'll start with module TB top. Then we'll have the initial begin, so that we'll have the code block within which the code, when we run, it'll execute and it'll show the output. So we'll have the initial begin. Then we have the $display. And within the $display, we type the string hello world, and we have the semicolon, end the initial begin and end the module. Let's save the file, compile, and run it. So you notice the print hello world. So that is a good start to our coding journey.